We're going to do 6 sessions, 13 days with no defense. Hey guys, ZaiZoe here. Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to click that subscribe, like, and share button. And oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going through puberty or what's wrong with my voice here, but it is a little bit rustic. So hopefully it's not too bad for this video and you guys are able to chew through this, because this is an important video, I feel. I did delete it by mistake and I said I was going to get it back out there. Didn't make any videos last week. Obviously, I said to you guys, I am not feeling that great, but I definitely want to get this video out there. So a little tip, little trick on how to stack your shields. Now, some of you have no idea what I mean, but you can link all of your shield times together. And then you can go even a little bit further than that. Now, this might seem like some fast talking, so try to keep up. I will put a screenshot for you to take at the end of this video. You will easily see what I want you to do. So basically, you're going to do a session. Everybody knows what a session is, right? A session is you're going to spend the maximum amount of time that you can online searching for a base. So it used to be 6 hours all the time. There was no village guard. It was just a standard 6 hours no matter what league you were in, no matter what town hall you were in. It was 6 hours. That has changed now. Since that has changed, I want you to keep in mind that it is much easier to run a constant schedule if you can get 3-starred on every defense, especially for that 16 hours, which means you have to be really selective that the second you have a chance to put on that 2-hour village guard, put it on, because you'll put it on the first day right away. Your next day will be 2 hours later. The next day will be 2 hours later. And then you'll get to a point where you're literally like, okay, time to get kicked off a line. But within seconds, maybe even a minute, 2, sometimes 3, your village guard is going to be ready again. That's 2 hours more of session that you got that you would have missed if you had been screwing around. So always keep in mind the village guards are important to activate as soon as you can at the beginning of your sessions. Now, getting into that, we are going to do a session. After our session, we are going to put on the 1-day shield. Now, some people have done the 2-day shield, and it doesn't really matter. You can do the 2-day, you can do the 1-day. I'll tell you why I do the 1-day first, not the 2-day. Because if you do the 1-day first, you wait the 24 hours, you do your session, you put the 2-day on, you wait 48 hours, you do the session, you pretty much have 1.5 days left before your 1-day's back again. If you do the 2-day, then the 1-day, you got 5 days right away after that 1-day's done, before your 1-day will be back. And then when your 1-day's back, then you'll be able to get your 10-day back. You'll never escape that 5 days. Okay, that's just always going to be there. Whether you do it my way or whether you do it 2-day first, you're always going to have a set of 5 days where you're just going to take defense. I call it the 5 days of terror. But so you're going to do your 1-day. Now, preferably, if you listen to me, you will be able to work this into a nice little schedule. For those of you that work and for those of you that have school, I perfected my life in 2014 and 15 around Clash. I literally would go out of my way on my work schedule, depending where my loads were, depending where no service zones were, would depend on what loads I did first, depending on my session times, everything else. I was constantly multitasking. So I learned how to stay within a certain time. And that is making sure that you get 3-starred on defense. And it's also making sure you get as many 6-hour sessions as possible. That's 22 hours time. So for an example, tonight, I'll start a session 10 p.m. I'm going to try to go to 4 a.m. I might not make it, but I'm sure going to try, okay? So you want to go to 4 a.m. You're going to take a 16-hour shield. That means tomorrow you automatically know what time are you going to start? 8 p.m., 2 hours less because it's a 22-hour Clash day. So on your 22-hour days, it's 8 p.m., right? You're gonna go to 2 a.m. now. You're going to take your defense. The next day, you're going to start at 6 p.m. You're going to go to 12. You're going to take your defense. Now, the next day will be a little bit tricky. That's going to be a 4 p.m. start. For those of you getting out of school, that's going to work good. For those of you out of work, that's a little bit too early, but you still should be okay because your village guard will start, all that stuff. Just make sure maybe you can get on to trigger that as soon as you can. And now on this day, this is where it's going to get a lot of work. Okay, you're starting at 4 o'clock. What time does that mean you're going to finish? 6 hours from then, 10 o'clock you'll be done. 10 o'clock was the same time you started your sessions days ago. You're going to start another session again now. Now, you're going to push yourself to 4 a.m. You're going to repeat the cycle all over again. So your normal starting times will be 10 p.m., 8 p.m., 6 p.m., 4 p.m., 10 p.m., 8 p.m., 6 p.m., 4 p.m. You can work around those zones and times. You can do, like I said, double sessions to make sure that the next day you're not too early into it. That's your call. That's what I did in 2014 and 15. That's the commitment you have to give if you want to break records and take down walls. We still haven't gotten into really stacking the shields yet, now have we? So now that we've got that covered, you guys kind of have figured out where your zones are going to be, how you're going to be in there. You're going to be maximizing your village guards. You're going to be doing all that stuff. You're going to be doing sessions. So we're going to do a session now, right? We're going to start at 10 o'clock. We're going to do our session. After our session, we're going to put on our one-day shield. We're going to wait. We're not going to search on shield. There are 2 ways to do this. I'm just going to tell you right now, you can either blow right through all your shields, raid, or you can whale hunt, or you can wait. The shield strat will work for any one of those methods. It works better if you wait, but it will work for all the methods. Unfortunately, like I said though, if you do a raid for whales or you are raiding, I mean, it will work to stack the shields, you just won't get as many stacked on top of each other. I'm going to get you 6 sessions over 13 days with no defense. That's really good. So, like I said, we've done our session, we've put on our one day, we've now waited, it's the next day, sometime around 6 p.m., 8 p.m., you could pull that shield a little bit early. See, that's how it used to be. You used to have to pull the whole shield. Now, you could just, start at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, look for a raid, do a raid, you pull that 3 hours of the shield off, keep going through, away you go. When that session's done, you're going to put on your 2-day shield now, right? Then you're going to wait, again, almost 2 days. So depending whatever time it was, it's probably going to be late again. It's going to be midnight, 2 a.m., 4 a.m., whenever you had put on the 2-day. So you're not going to wait to start your session at that time. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to pull that shield a few hours early, around 6 p.m., 8 p.m., around that time, because that's convenient. It's just a good time to run it. When that's done, you're going to put on the 1-week shield. You're going to take yourself some relaxed time. Focus on clan games, clan war leagues, whatever. Run around visiting, whatever you want to do. Make YouTube videos, not even turn on Clash for a week. And that's what I used to pretty much do. I mean, I'd be on every single day, but, I'd be trying to at least have some time relaxed on the week. When that week is over, same thing. You're going to probably pull it a little bit early, a few hours or so it's not so late into the evening again. And at that point in time, you will notice that the 1-day is now ready. Not quite the 2-day back yet. If you started with the 2-day, then yes, the 2-day will be back. But if you start with the 1-day, then it won't quite be yet. But before that 1-day is over, your 2-day should be back available again. You'll do your session after the 1-day is over, and then you'll put the 2-day back on. And again, now, you'll wait those couple days, and when the couple days are over, you'll do your last session. You have now covered 13 days and 6 sessions of gains. That will get you hundreds and hundreds of cups if you really focus. And if you're not screwing about, don't talk in globals, don't be chatty unless you have Clouds chat. I've always recommended over the years, don't talk in global until you get Clouds chat. That's one of the best tips. 5-minute conversation with somebody turns into 20 minutes sometimes. That's 20 minutes you could have been searching. And it just goes by so quick that you don't even notice that it went by. So, I mean, try to focus on your session. That's what you're there for. Any other time you want to log on, go ahead, talk to people. And even something, well, I'm waiting for my troops to build, so I'm just going to talk in global. Yep. And your army will be ready for 10 minutes, and you'll be sitting there talking to somebody. You'll completely have forgotten you were waiting on your army. That is why you have to focus on the session, not on the global part. The social part, that can come later once you start to get those high clouds. And again, I only recommend using the 1 week shield as close to 4700s as possible. Because really before that, it's just time, luck, and patience. It still is time, luck, and patience after 4700. But if at 4700 you stack on that 1 day shield, that 1 week shield right on top of each other, you raid through them, raid them down. At the end of that, you put on the 2 day, then your 1 day. Again, another way to make great gains. So there's that picture. All the swords are going to be your sessions. The shields are between. It doesn't cost a lot. What, 700 gems, I think, there for that whole series of 2 weeks. Anyways, I'm out of here. Thanks, guys, for sticking in there and dealing with my voice. I'm out. Love yous. Peace.